Last weekend was the Canada Day for our friends up north, and obviously this week we had midweek, 4th of July. So a lot of people are out on their vacations with family, and hopefully you guys had a chance to enjoy either the holiday or whatever time you're doing, and you got some runs in. So we're going to talk today about something really critical, which is another foundational thing to all of this, which is your mitochondrial health.
Yeah, and we know our mitochondria is, without it, you would be dead. So it is our energy. Once a cell loses its mitochondria, it has no cell function, so it dies. And we're aerobic distance athletes, so we understand the importance of the more mitochondria you have. That's why we do the slow aerobic thing to build the capillaries, to build the mitochondria. So we get energy. Mitochondria equals energy. Energy equals us being able to run all those miles out there. But we know mitochondrial health is key to every single cellular function that we have. So it might not sound like an exciting topic to talk about, but it's a crucial, really big. If you the people that study this are really excited about it, because they're really realizing that if we can optimize this or whatever, this is the key to some of like life, everything, disease processes, all kinds of things. So on a basic level, we just want to be able to run better and feel better and have more energy. So it does a lot of things. So come with us on this little journey. We'll make it short. We'll make it very short, and we won't make it too crazy.
Like a lot of things, this gets really down some rabbit holes, which this one goes into all the time.
And there's no need to. None of you.
But that's okay too, because again, think about this, as Patty just mentioned, it is all about energy, and it's all about how we're feeling. And this is the importance. We're going to dig a little bit in the weeds to keep it a high enough level, because it's way over my head. But at least I've learned and doing some research and learning from her, but we're trying to share this stuff with you guys as we share.
That's why it's important. If you know a little bit about it and why it's important, I think it makes it easier to make those choices, and implement some of these things.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about it, it's hard to be like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to do that. But for me, I always found if I understood the why behind it, even though sometimes the why could be a little complex, it does give you more of like, all right, yeah, I should be doing this. All right, I am going to start implementing this. And that's, at least that's what I think. So,
yeah, no, but it makes sense. So if you think about it, as we say all the time, we want you guys, because this is what we do. We think for ourselves. We're sharing this information that we're doing some research. Don't trust us. Do your own research. We are not, this is not medical advice, as we say each and every week. It's just stuff that we really have a passion about, and we want to share this with you guys. So please do your own research, consult with your physician, because you have the power to change. We all do, if we choose to do that, right? And that's critical.
Don't accept that just because we're getting older that you're going to be tired, you're going to be this. Now, are you going to have the energy you had when you were 20? No. But there's so many things that we can optimize, that we can do, just that are not crazy complicated, that will help us age gracefully, to help us keep. You guys are doing a lot of stuff out there. You guys are still doing races. You're still doing all that. You want your body functioning at, and being the best version of itself.
Yep.
We have to, make that happen. That has to be part of your week. It doesn't happen by accident. You really need, we need to be on top of our hydration. We need to be on top of our nutrition. We need to be on top of, our overall health. And this is a big component to it.
Yeah. So just recapping, last week we talked about the dirty secrets of pesticides, right? Yeah. So why are they used? They're used to control pests and other disease-carrying rodents.
Yeah, they're necessary, but you don't want to be ingesting them.
Yeah, ideally you don't want to, right? It's actually found in 90% of the fruits, and so there's types of fruits. Talk about the dangers, your percentages you're really consuming. There's the dirty dozen, and there's the clean 15, and then we showed you guys or discussed some ways how to reduce that. There's some cleaning, a little bit of extra work, but it's worth it.
So not
to not get those exactly. So you want to try to keep that stuff out of the inside of your body, right? It's going to give you that
all those affect your mitochondrial health. Everything, those endotoxins, the stress that we have, all the stuff that we come in contact with, all of that stuff can damage that. So we want to keep our, this part of our health optimized and the best it can be. So we can still, like I said, keep doing all those things that we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. So today, again, what is mitochondrial health, right? It's energy at the end of the day. It is the energy. It's the powerhouse of your cells, which supplies the energy, which can let us run more. This is why it's so important.
Yeah, ATP is the currency. We know if you're running, you've heard this, the powerhouse of the cell. It does so much more though that we know. It's involved in every cellular function, and like in biology, it's not just that one little organelle that's in there. No, there's some cells have hundreds, some have thousands, some have hundreds of thousands of mitochondria. So think of all of these things providing the energy, providing for what that cell needs to do and all the function that we need to do. You want all those things to be as healthy as possible, because if you have a lot of damage and you have thousands of something that's damaged, that's how disease process kind of happens. So important to look at, like I said, it's not just about the running. It's not just about the energy we need for those miles. It's energy we need for our overall health and all the things that we need to do. It's in every cell, every function that's the key part of it.
Yeah. And again, it's going to even improve your cognitive function and your longevity. So if you think about this, when you go for a run, our brains, we're always feeling, I cleared my head out of that junk that's been going on up there, right? And it's going to obviously help to your longevity. So this is the foundational stuff, right?
Yeah, and it removes damaged cells. Cells are getting damaged. Cells are getting, we need that autophagy. We need that clearing of things. These are all things that, like your house, you have to keep it in order. You have to clean it. It does get dirty and stuff like that. These are all parts of mechanisms that the body has of, cleaning up, getting rid of things. So huge part of what the mitochondria does.
Yeah, exactly. So then NAD plays a critical role in the mitochondrial function, which Patty has been really going down some rabbit holes lately with his NAD plus.
Yeah, and if any of you guys that are in any of these spaces, then you know that you've heard of it. There's tons of biohacking. It's all over the place. But if you just look at it as a supplement, it's an expensive supplement. There are some of the supplements that they've taken some back. So there's always a way to try to optimize the most expensive way of making some of this, happen. But a lot of times there's simple ways that we can do it with things that have already been tested, that have been around for a long time, that work. So that's always what we try to do and try to bring to you. But like I said, mitochondrial health is, without it, you do not have life. If you think of your breathing, that is due to your mitochondria. It is life for every cell. So
yeah, it's the most important job is cellular respiration here. So what do we do to improve it, right? It's the critical foundation for our energy and metabolism.
So NAD is a molecule that actually helps. It is, your mitochondria has a lot of function in what it does, and this allows it to actually perform its duties. So really important, critical into the function of all cell metabolism and everything that goes on in the cell. But the mitochondria part of the cell, it's probably its most crucial part.
And it's protecting the cells, obviously, from an age-related decline. It's going to support the body's response to stress. And again, we know we're dealing with stress. We have stressful lives with all the information we've got coming at us.
Environmental,
social media.
From the food that we get. If you are getting those pesticides by accident, not even realizing it. It unfortunately comes at us in all directions. So our body has very complex systems to handle this and work with this. But NAD helps your body's natural ability to fight that redox system to fight off all the things that it's coming in contact with. And we know it enhances strength and endurance. Our mitochondrial health is part of it. NAD supports all of those things that our mitochondria is doing for us. You're not a distance runner. You know what you're having that energy. You need that energy to go that long. When you first start doing it, you can't. You slowly keep doing it. That you're building is that mitochondria that you're building, that health that you're building. So NAD is a key part in making all of that happen.
Those
So,
progressional steps. It's going to, again, you do something consistently for 10 days, 2 weeks, a month, you're going to notice a difference, right? And all that stuff, like Patty just said, is all building upon itself.
Yeah.
This
is a huge part for a lot of us as we get older.
Yeah, improving our memory, right? We need to make sure we focus on this. The cognitive diseases are becoming more and more prevalent.
Yes, it's scary.
We feel it's tied to the nutritional aspect of what we're now being exposed to, and we're just all the stuff that goes into that, right? But this factors into your memory as well. So it's something near and dear to my heart due to my family situation. So it's another reason why we focus on this stuff.
Absolutely. So NAD, we know we can increase mitochondrial health by endurance running, not running, exercise. Any type of endurance exercise, any type of exercise at all forces your body to your muscles to make more mitochondria because it's asking for more energy. So daily exercise is a key to longevity. We are lucky because we are runners. That is one of the easiest things. Long, slow runs are the biggest benefactor of building mitochondria and increasing this. So
right, which is why we talk about each week about the strength training as we're getting older. Obviously, is to let you run longer with being injury resilient. And of course, it's down with the nutrition as your foundation, right? But we're not talking about that today. So this is the one that Patty's been really researching, is the niacinamide.
And it's been around. It's B3. It's one of the forms of B3. You have niacin. Niacin, if you've ever had it, you've taken too much of it, you get that flushing. It's red.
I love that. I take niacin every day, and I love it.
He takes higher doses of it, and I take lower dose. I take this actually instead, but yeah, I've accidentally gotten a couple of his higher dose ones, and it's like, oh Lord, you'll be itching.
Yeah, if you've never experienced the flush, it's something, it does go away after about 10, 15 minutes, but a lot of times people panic the first time because it's first uncomfortable. I understand, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about niacinamide here, which is again the precursor.
Yeah, you remember things that are produced or whatever, there's always coenzymes there's other things that have to happen, just like for our bone health. We know it's not just calcium, we know it's vitamin D, it's K2, it's zinc, it's all these things work an adjunct to make this happen, to make NAD happen, which supports your cellular health, your mitochondria, allows them to function properly. It needs this to start. And niacinamide is, you can get a bottle of that, a large bottle of that, probably for about $9 or $10. Super inexpensive.
Very inexpensive.
Exercise is free. Well, running maybe not once you get all your stuff, but the action of it is actually free. This is a very inexpensive supplement that you can get, and it comes in 500 milligrams. I cut them in 4s. You don't actually even need that much. And I take 3 of the little quarter pills a day. So much easier. I don't get the flushing. He does the niacin for something else. But this is one thing. It works. It helps increase this. It's very inexpensive. Been around for a long time. It's been tested. And that's what, and it has the benefits. So
now this is a new one we've been researching. It's been around for a long time.
It's not new. Yeah, it is
not new. Methane blue.
But it is new. I've heard about it, but never ever really looked at it. And the more you look at it, if it does all of it that they say it does, it's a pretty miraculous, inexpensive supplement. I just started taking it, so I'm like, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to. It's super inexpensive, and And one of the big things that it does to improve, to increase NAD plus, which we want to increase that because it's longevity, it's cognitive, it does all these things to help our mitochondria health, and that's really, what we're after is, living the best version of yourself and being and feeling and having the energy, being able to do the runs, being able to do all these things to still have your mind sharp. This is a huge, huge part of it. And methylene blue helps all of those things, treats multiple different, from depression I've seen, from malaria, from all kinds of things. But one of its big things is improvements in this mitochondrial health and with your the NAD. So 2 things, super inexpensive. Exercise is free. That's 3 things. And then there's foods.
Yeah, which we talk about all the time. That's your foundation of everything, right? So in this situation for NAD plus, you can do a lot of things: green vegetables,
fish, chicken, mushrooms. There's cow's milk has some, if you choose to drink. I don't drink milk, but that does have some of it. But you can also get small amounts in these also. So if you combine that with the exercise, with, like I said, very inexpensive methylene blue and niacinamide, because, like I said, some of the supplements out there are $100 to $200 a month. That's a big deal, over time. When niacinamide, like I said, you get a full bottle of it for, $10. Methylene blue is not that expensive either. So you need a pharmaceutical grade, a high quality one, because they also use it in fish tanks. So make sure you're getting the right type of it. But with a little bit of research, you'll realize, though it'll pop up and it'll say, when you're looking for it, a pharmaceutical grade. But about 10 milligrams per day is what I've seen to make it worth taking. Some things online, have higher doses, but that's for treating specific illnesses. I'm just doing it to improve my mitochondrial health. So 10 milligrams is what I found in my, like my research. But like I said, do your own. But if you want something inexpensive that you can do on top of the exercise that you're already doing, you guys have got that part of it. But adding in, hopefully you guys are eating chicken and green vegetables, so you might have that.
Real dense food, as we talk about all the time. No processed foods.
Is a huge,
which isn't food at all.
Yeah. So some of the studies show, caloric restriction does that, but now there's a lot of study that good old aspirin mimics caloric restriction.
Yeah, and then of course there's the easiest way, which is also free, which is fasting, because that we did a whole episode on that. We're going to come back to that, but just literally extending out the window of when you eat, right? Just skipping breakfast is a good way to start, or skipping when you have that.
Usually it's dinner. Time. Dinner probably is a better. It depends on how you do it.
It depends on how your personal choice, right?
Yeah.
We choose to skip breakfast when we're doing that. Now we've kind of brought back to where we're eating more breakfast, but we're just keeping in, what we talk about all the time with you guys. So.
But yeah, not necessarily. I don't think most of us eat when we first get up, and I don't think that is necessary. And usually for your digestion and everything like that, 90 minutes upon getting up, 60 to 90 minutes. So that kind of puts you in that fasting window. You don't have to do the 20-hour. We used to do the 20-hour, now research is showing the benefits of it is not. It's more, those lower ranges of it. But like I said, regular old aspirin, the cheap aspirin, has the same mimicking things as caloric restriction or time restricted eating. So that's a whole nother thing. I've read a lot about that. You're not going to find a lot about that because aspirin is super cheap and they don't want to promote anything that is inexpensive that's going to improve your health. So that's
which is another whole conversation. But anyway, as we say each and every week, if you guys are out there, you're just kind of stuck right now, we do offer this for you to just to bounce some ideas off you, you can go to runtips.us/call, set up a time with us to chat. You would be shocked at just that little bit of changes, that little bit of guidance that you can start to make some changes, because so many people we've talked to, they just need to make those slight changes in their kind of their daily lifestyle, just getting that bounce, that third fresh set of eyes, I guess another way to look at that.
Or if you want to know, like I said, if you are trying to lose weight, if you want to know what your macro ratios need to be, I mean, there's formulations for that. And sometimes, like I said, they can be confusing. If you want any clarity on any of that, or about, like I said, some of the supplements that we take, or maybe the supplements you take, if you want to know. I mean, I do a vast amount. I'm saying I'm an expert in any of it, but I love doing research on all of it. So
yeah, and the reason why we do this is we are in our 50s and we're a high school weight, and we're going to stay that way the rest of our lives. Why? Because we know what to eat that works for us, our foundational thing, and we're not concerned about that one bit. And when that's not the case for everybody else. But so go to runtips.us/call. That's runtips.us/call if you guys want to set up a time, and we can chat and hopefully give you guys some guidance.
All right.
So with that, we're going
to we finally had one. There was 20
some minutes exactly. Right. So we're all good. Cool. But anyway, you guys have yourself a great weekend. Get out there, get some runs, and get some good nutritional food. Enjoy time with your family. It's all about community. We're going to need that more. This is why we have this group. We're going to need that more and more as time moves on. You've already seen that, but it's going to become even more critical to have community.
Yeah, your close group of people that you know, that you trust, and all that. That's key to have. We all need that support in our lives. But
we do.
Happy Saturday, everyone.